Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about my dolls, and that's literally it. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a really weird experience I just had. It was supposed to be a good experience, but we learn from these things, right? But before I get to the bad, I want to talk a little bit about why I ended up buying this Felicity over here. It's no surprise, no secret. I bought her Pleasant Company Samantha as a birthday present to myself, and I ended up falling in love with her so much that I said in the video when I was unboxing my gifts that she's the only one I would ever need. She's perfect, and I don't want to open up like that can of worms. And everyone knew I was lying. I didn't at the time, but I should have because that's how I am. And because I loved her so much, I thought, okay, there's one more character I need to have all of the original historicals, and that's Felicity. So I was looking for, the one that really spoke to me the way this Samantha spoke to me, because I don't really love all of the older dolls. It's hit or miss for me. And I came across a local listing from someone I had purchased from before a couple times, maybe a few. And so I was like, oh, wow, this Felicity has like a perfect face. And it's a cute bundle. It comes with a couple outfits. And, I could trust the seller because I bought from her before. So that's where I'll start. I'll show you the doll that I ended up with because I'm going to have to clean her up a little bit. And I'd rather tell the story while I'm cleaning her up. But anyway, I just have her in her shift for the sake of cleaning her. Anyway, this is the Felicity I ended up with. Third time was not a charm, but I'm just going to show her a little bit close up. You can judge how you feel about her. She's not the doll. I know she's not the doll from the listing, but there's a lot to get there, and I know I keep saying that. So now that I've shown her, let me explain what happened while I clean her up a bit. Or you know what? First I should say that I'm going to put some wig spray on her. I love using not that you would use it, humans would use it for their own wig, but I use it on dolls, and it's for synthetic or real hair. And then I'll use some Lysol wipes to clean down her vinyl. And then I'll use just like paper towel with water, like a damp paper towel to wipe off any excess chemicals, and then dry her with more paper towels. So anyway, I actually went to start recording this video last night, thinking she was the doll I had ordered. And one of the things I liked about her, Pleasant Company Samantha, was how squishy her face is, how squishy the vinyl is on their head and on all their limbs and everything. So I wanted to be surprised. When I got to we met at a Tim Hortons, which is, I'm sure Americans know by now, it's a very, very popular coffee place in Canada. And so we met at one. It was a little bit late at night. Also, I lost my favorite doll comb. It's around the apartment somewhere, so I'm just going to use this official American Girl brush, and I don't think I can make her hair any worse. So it was pretty late when we met. It was very crowded, though. It was like in the evening, and I'm handing this woman a bundle of cash, and she's got the doll and the outfits, which I'll show it in a minute. So because it's so busy and it was like, a weird transaction making in such a public place, I did not look at the doll closely enough. That's a lesson I had to learn here too, because I've been doing that a lot lately. Just like, oh, I'm too excited to see it. I want to see it when I get home. It's the doll from the ad, right? And then I just take off with it. I've been lucky so far. So she opened it quickly, showed me the doll. I could see it was Felicity. I could see that the outfit she was supposed to come with. I noticed that her shoes, she was wearing her meat shoes, but she was wearing her Be Forever meat shoes. But anyway, I was okay with that. I like the brown better than the black shoes anyhow. So I got home and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm excited. I want to talk about my now two Pleasant Company dolls, and I can make fun of myself for being such a liar. But before I start, I just want to squeeze her head and see, how squishy she is compared to Samantha. And she wasn't squishy at all. So I started looking over her body because I could see in the pictures in the listing, that she had no body tag, which after uploading my video and being so freaked out that she didn't have a tag, people were kind enough to let me know that the Pleasant Company dolls don't have body tags. They just have the engraving Pleasant Company on the back of their head. So I knew from looking at the listing that this doll was, a genuine Pleasant Company doll. She had no body tag, and she had the Pleasant Company on the back of her head. So this doll that I brought home yesterday didn't have a squishy head. And then I lifted up the dress she was wearing, and she had a body tag, an American Girl, like Mattel body tag. I could tell the doll was older, but she was not Pleasant Company. So I messaged the seller and I said, you gave me the wrong doll. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Do you want to meet up tomorrow? I'll give you the Pleasant Company doll. So I was like, it's the one from the listing, right? Yes, yes, yes. Really sorry. Um, and I'm a very naive, trusting person, maybe, or maybe I didn't have any reason not to be naive or not to be trusting, because, I was very clear in what doll I expected. So then today, a couple hours ago, we met up at the same coffee shop, but it's not a weekend anymore, so it was very empty. And it wouldn't have, even if it wasn't empty and it was crowded, I would have noticed at first glance that that was not the same. The one she brought, the Pleasant Company doll she brought, was not the same one from the ad. The one that she brought from the ad had such a sweet face. I loved the way her eyes were set. I loved, like, she had a really rosy cheeks. And I was just like, that's not a Pleasant Company doll. It also had a body tag. And she was like, no, it's Pleasant Company. And I said, no, she's got a body tag. But this doll has had a Pleasant Company body tag, and I'm sure people will know what that means too. Like maybe when they first crossed over, whatever. And I said, well, even if this doll has a body tag, this is not the doll from the picture. She was a mess. Like her hair, I don't even know how much hair she had, because it was all like French braided into like a really, really weak French braid on her hair. Like it looked like she did not have a lot of hair. So it was already like, red flag alarms going off. And the face was so dirty. It had all these like red marks, and like even if if you had seen that doll listed, you wouldn't have wanted it. So I was just like, this is not the doll. And I was going through the posting. I pulled up the pictures and I said, this doll doesn't have a body tag. And she was trying to tell me that all American Girl dolls have body tags. And I said, no. They started with, I'm trying to act like I'm so smart, because people told me what to look for in my old videos, in my last video, what to look for in the old dolls. So I was explaining to her that the Pleasant Company dolls, it was with Mattel that they started having body tags. And so I pulled up the pictures and I expanded, and I said, there's no body tag here. And look at the color of her face. The doll that you've brought me right now, the second doll, has, it was like marked up everywhere. It looked like it had been pulled out of like a bottom of a bin at Goodwill or something like that. So I was like, still trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and be like, maybe she just really doesn't know. Yeah. Humans are polite. These are the kind of things we do. And so I was like, do you have another Felicity at home? Like, because this is two Felicities that are not the Felicity from the ad. So I'm like, does this woman just have like a treasure chest full of Felicity dolls? And she was like, well, I had one before. Did I sell her? And I was like, well, I don't want any of these dolls. And keep in mind, I'd already paid her for the bundle and brought back the doll. So she said she was going to go home. She has another Felicity she thinks might be the right one. And so I'm showing her like what to look for, because I don't know how to say this without sounding weird, but the cloth body on the doll in the ad, there was like, between the legs in the cloth body, there was a crease in the material. So it was really, you couldn't like fake the doll. There were so many distinguishable features, not just the face, but about the doll itself, that, I could tell that the doll, even if it wasn't a mess, I would have known it wasn't the doll. And I was pointing out all the ways what the doll looked like and how it couldn't be the doll. So she was like, let me go home. Sorry, I just have to concentrate on this because I don't know how it's going to be on her face. So she said, let me go home. I have one more Felicity and let me bring it back. Meanwhile, like, I'm not even thinking, because I'm so like, am I going to get this doll? Am I going to be stuck with this ugly doll? But she now left with both the dolls. So the one that I was bringing back to exchange for the correct Felicity, and I'm in this like Tim Hortons parking lot, like, did I just get scammed? Did I just voluntarily get scammed? I had the clothes that she had already, like, that the doll came with, but no doll to put them on. So I'm just sitting there waiting, and it was like getting dark now. So it was like maybe 20 minutes that I was waiting for her to come back. And so she comes back with this doll that's right here that I'm cleaning up, because it's not the same doll. But the first thing I looked for were all the signs. Does it have that crease in the cloth body that I mentioned? Does she look like, is she squishy, like she's a Pleasant Company doll? And I noticed that the hair was pulled back in a ponytail. And it was, like I said, it was getting dark out, so I couldn't really see everything very clearly. I think you know where this is going. And so I'm looking at all the signs. I'm like, okay, so it has that crease. It's not, doesn't have the tag. She's squishy. It's kind of dark out. She looks like the right doll. Her eyes look fine. She doesn't look as cute as I remember. Maybe she just doesn't look as cute in person. So she's like, pointing at all the things that I pointed out in the ad. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think she would do this. Not like, I don't think she would like scam me. Like, I don't think she's going to catfish me. I'm right in front of her and I bought from her before. And she had a lot of Felicity items that I said I would come back and buy because, if I have this Felicity doll that I'd fallen in love with, the one from the pictures, then I would have wanted other things to go with her. And so like, she wouldn't do this on purpose. Like, give people the benefit of the doubt. She brought back, she brought the wrong doll the first time. And I didn't know how to explain the mess of the doll she brought earlier today, the first one she went back with. And I was like, this must be the doll. And so I got in my car, and it was like the mental image, because I put the doll in the trunk, the mental image of how the doll looked while I was driving. I was like, what's weird? I didn't notice her pin curls. But I'm like, it is the same doll. So how would it not have the pin curls? She pointed all the things in the body. I was like, what's weird? I'm like, I'm being so paranoid. Like, give people the benefit of the doubt, like nobody's going to be like outwardly try to catfish you like that when you're local and you're going to buy other things, etc. And I was like, but what else was really funny that I kind of noticed in the back of my mind as I was driving? That her neck looked really loose, like it had been tied hastily, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, no, I'm being paranoid. When I get home, it'll be fine. And then I got home, pulled her out. The first thing I did was check my paranoia. And there is no doubt in my mind that she went home, found the doll with the perfect, beautiful face that she put in the ads, and found another Felicity. I don't know how many Felicities this woman has, but she definitely found the head of this doll and put it on that body hastily, because I would have known, like, I was looking for certain things on the body to be like, yes, that's the right Felicity. And she could, like, trick me, and, it was getting dark, and just make me believe in that moment, to get out of it, that I had the doll I was looking for. And the biggest disappointment with this doll is her wig is terrible. She doesn't have any pin curls. I don't even know if, like, she has what I would call fake pin curls. I'm like 26% convinced that she went home and cut some pieces into it to make it look like it had pin curls in case I was looking for it, and then realized, oh no, that doesn't look like pin curls. Let me pull it back into a ponytail with this. So this is like this. I don't know if you can see this mess, but yeah. So she definitely pulled a fast one, and it's disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. I'm going to be honest. She's not the ugliest doll. Her hair is really disappointing. It's really dry, and she doesn't have the face that I fell in love with in the pictures. And I mean, I could understand why that woman would use that doll to catfish people, and why she wouldn't want to give up that doll. But it's unfortunate. However, where I'm going to take it, it's a lesson learned. I have to be a little bit more scrupulous. I have to scrutinize more when I go pick up dolls, because I have been a little too excited to get a doll home. And like, I just think of all the dolls that I bought, even myself, for my birthday. I didn't even look at them. I was just like, is that the doll? Okay, good. And throw it in the car. And didn't look at it for like weeks. I mean, like, so I think it's my lesson not to be so gullible. And the price wasn't bad. Obviously, I spent it, and I was glad to spend it, because I thought I was getting a different doll. And I'm looking at her face. Her face is fine. Like, she just needed a little cleanup. And her hair, well, there's not much I can do about the hair. I did all I think for now. So here she is now. She's had a little bit of a cleanup. But still, this, like, compared to that precious doll I saw in the ad, this isn't it. But now that I'm calming down and accepting my fate, I'm coming to terms with the fact that she'll just be like a special doll, in the sense that I have this story, and she has a special story of this lady who catfished me, and I would have kept buying from, but I won't buy from her ever again. So anyway, now let me move on to the brighter pastures here, and just hopefully these are all in, like, I'm afraid of what's inside the clothing packages. So this is the holiday outfit, which is my favorite Felicity outfit. It's the cloak. I'm not even, I just hope everything else is in here. She was so easy to point out all the pieces of the outfits, because I wanted to be surprised, right? So I didn't really I don't know, I guess I wanted to be surprised when I was opening and having it, like, be an experience. And I don't even know if I'm putting this on right. I think these must go on the side. So I was like kind of silly, but you know, as I've said, I know not to try to make myself feel better. It's not the end of the world. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to. I'm probably being too ambitious putting this outfit on her. And I was gonna try all of her outfits on her, but I think I'm gonna put this on and then I'll just show the other pieces that came, because that story didn't take as long to tell as I thought it would. I thought it was gonna be here for like, I forget how fast I talk. So she did get the ribbon is in there, the blue ribbon, but I didn't think I was gonna put this on right. Ooh, oh yeah, it's a stomacher, so it's okay. I was like, uh-oh. Now I can't even be mad at her for that. I ruined it. So, lesson learned, be a lot more careful. Don't get so excited. Don't trust people just because I bought from them before and because it's not, I would never do something like that to a person. I would always be like, if anything, overly honest. And just gonna put her hair behind her in this ponytail and never look at it again. But yeah, and then I have to be grateful that this, was a negative experience. So it's kind of turned me off from wanting to go off that deep end that I was already worried about before that I might do. Oh, and so it came with, she's got the tea lesson outfit in here, and so the tea outfit is missing the pink slippers, which is fine. I didn't mind it because, as I mentioned, it came with the Be Forever shoes, meat shoes, instead of the black ones. And I prefer them in brown because they're a bit more versatile. They suit her meat outfit better, and they would look good with the tea outfit too if it's missing the proper slippers. Okay, this is what I was looking for. I wanted to put her stockings on her, and I hope the shoes, I'm sure these aren't even the real stockings. She probably just found a pair of stockings. This is me being all like rightfully paranoid now. And she also threw in a couple, not American Girl doll stands, but doll stands. And now that I've cleaned up her vinyl, it feels nice like hers did. So that's a positive. I mean, at this point, I've got the doll. Like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hunt this woman down and be like, where's her nicer head? Let's swap. Give me back my doll. But I'm, like I said, I'm gonna have to accept it as a part of Felicity's story now. And maybe one day, I don't know. I don't think they would have a Felicity wig in the doll hospital. But if they do, I would definitely send her head in to get her wig replaced, as long as they didn't change her head or her eyes, because, well, I mean, they wouldn't change the eyes. And the eyes would be fine. It's more so the wig. So she comes with cute shoes. They're not too bad. They're not in bad shape. I thought they would be in rough shape, all things considered. So this is just me coming to terms with my special little Felicity. It's like the one time, third time was not a charm. That's so sad. And so this shoe's a little bit rougher, but I don't get upset about stuff like that. Like, even if somebody doesn't disclose that things are in rougher shape because they're older, I could just kind of expect it or be prepared for it. But my goodness, like, so hard faking a doll. So bad. Oh, but she's so cute. The one that was in the ad. I think I need a shoehorn for this. What am I going to do? You know what? I'm not putting a shoe on her at this rate. I'll do that later. But I was also glad that it came with the choker. This is the choker, right? And instead of putting everything else on her right now, no, that's going to be, nope. I'll just, I brought some Sophia's dress forms over here. So yeah, I tightened the strings when I got home because I was like, so sneaky. Like, fully know what she did. And as I think I already said that I was just driving back, I was trying to like give her the benefit of the doubt and say that I was being paranoid. Not that I thought she swapped the head, but I was like trying to give the benefit of the doubt that she didn't know she brought the wrong doll both times. Like, who would believe that? Who in their right mind? Oh, this is so hard to put on. But it is very pretty. And it covers that gaping hole in her neck that's there right now. Okay, but I'm not going to do it. I want to get to the other things. Maybe I'll put her on a doll stand. And as I said, I'm trying to remind myself that I need to be a little bit more cautious about these things. But I think until you have that experience. Oh, and she doesn't have her pantaloons, her pantalettes. Oh, that hair. Oh, like maybe she didn't cut the hair that way, but the hair is cut. Like it's got a big chunk cut out of it, so it's not even staying in the ponytail. Which is why when she brought the doll back, it had this really tight ponytail in it. It was just, you know, bamboozle me, and she did. I mean, I don't know what I would have done at that point anyway. Like I paid her last night. It's not like I would have expected her to have the money and like give it back to me or do a refund right there. So I guess that's another thing for me to keep in mind. You know, just kind of like be careful. People be crazy or dishonest. I shouldn't say crazy. People can be dishonest. This goes on her head, right? That's a weird thing to have to put on a doll. I don't think I'm doing it right. Well, maybe it's not my fault. Maybe it's this busted wig. No, it's not the end of the world busted, but it's just the principle of the matter. But, you know, she's still going to look cute once I get her up on the shelf. And once I get her shoe on. She's not Samantha over here cute, but she's cute. And I'll figure out her... Another thing I noticed is her meat accessories. I believe this weird thing here is Elizabeth's fan, but I could be wrong, like just in my state of distress. I don't think this is Felicity's meat fan. And you know what? Okay, so what I was saying is I brought over some of Sophia's dress forms to put the other outfits on, so that's what I'll do quickly. I was going to put them on her and then put them on the dress form, but I ran out of things to talk about with her. Okay, what should I put on here first? And usually, I don't think I can't always put it over the dress, or put over the dress form like a dress, but I think these ones are big enough. Sometimes you have to, this twists, the base twists off. Oh yeah, this is definitely big enough, as you already saw. So yeah, this was my plan. I was so excited, as everybody would be when they buy their new dolls. And it came with the meat choker, which is very important. I always want something to hide that, the joint, and her hat. I was so excited to show her in this too, but maybe another day. For now, I think I've said all I have to say. Okay, so, and like I said, here's the other stomacher in here. And this is, I don't even, is this the ribbon? Wouldn't it be longer than this? And V-cut? I'm being paranoid. No, I'm not. I have every reason to have trust issues. Oh, and here are the garters that I forgot to put on her, but they were included. And what the heck is this? So whoop, put that over here for now. And I'll put her meat outfit on. I brought over 2 dress forms. You know, and it's like I've already mentioned that I'm calming down and just accepting it for what it is. And if somebody else has a better plan, if somebody else has another thing I could do, I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't. Like, her face is fine. She's not as adorable as that other one, but she's my Felicity now. And I do hope that I can, you know, fix her wig one day. Doll hospital or something that's, you know, I guess we're all, oh, and here is her, oh, I guess she's got 2 necklaces. So one might be the old one, and one, I think this, the one on the, that I pulled up before, I think that one's nicer, I think, but this one seems older, so maybe this is the more genuine one. It's like the smaller, it's not really coral though, it's more of a red, so maybe this is like the meat. I don't know, what do I know right now? So the coral necklace, her mother's coral necklace, and the handkerchief, which says made for pleasant company on it. So who knows what's what. And what is this? But I do love to read. Is this a bookmark? I guess it's a bookmark of her. It's like a, I don't know, it's encased. Yeah, I guess this is a bookmark. So she just threw that in there, you know, with her fake doll. Well, it wasn't fake. It just wasn't the Pleasant Company doll. Oh yeah, and these, like I said, so I'm not mad that I prefer these shoes over the black ones, to be totally honest. So even though it was also probably dishonest of her, I'm not really mad about that because I can also wear them with this as well. Like brown would suit the tea outfit more than the black shoes would. I was gonna wear these gymnastic shoes with it, but no, they're way the wrong color. Oh, and another thing that came with the bundle, I almost forgot in all this like hysteria. because she's got the tea. I'm like afraid to open this up. It's her tea lesson like box and the teacup and saucer. There's supposed to be a spoon in there, but I don't see evidence of it yet. So here's this box, which is really nice. Like, you know, with the older Pleasant Company stuff used to come with like actual glass here, like this. Am I holding it up right? And I really feel like there's, oh, and it says Pleasant Company on the back, so I'm holding it upside down. So, and I really feel like there's not gonna be a spoon in here, even though it was in the pictures. Oh, no, it is. Listen, I'm allowed to be suspicious. So here's the cute little like cup. So if, you know, I could have her, not in this outfit, but I could have her like holding, putting elastic and have her holding the between her fingers. So that's a cute idea for displaying her later, you know, once I get past my little grief. And here's a spoon, which is rough, and I knew that from the pictures. I could see what state it was in. It's a little like tarnished. Is that the word? Is that what you'd say? Okay, so this is my Catfish. Oh, she also, I got the tea lesson book, and I know what other doll I got from her because she also brought me the Caroline book, because that's the doll I got from her a long time ago. And so here are the books. You know, and I want to have everything. Oh, her meat hat, or her meat accessories hat. You know, and I think her default is going to be in this outfit because I do like her original meat outfit. And then, yeah, sometimes I'll feel like, I don't know, maybe tea is going to be her spring outfit. And then that'll be her Christmas outfit. Why not? So anyway, that's the whole saga. And I think that's everything. Thank you for listening. And if you have any advice, aside from the obvious of be better, be smarter in the future, then I would appreciate hearing it. But anyway, I think I'll like her. Next time I talk about her, I'm sure I'll have more positive things to say. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Okay, it's the next day, and so I thought I'd give a little quick update because I've had time to sleep on it and clean her up a little bit. And I mean, even though I wasn't already I was already feeling better when I ended the last video, I'm feeling a lot better today. And I've, you know, I have a couple ideas of what I can do. And the worst case scenario is I can always display her like this with her Handmaid's Tale hood covering her brutal hair, because I did try to fix it up as much as I could, like to condition it. It didn't go, I mean, it went about as good as I expected. So I can, you know, show what she's looking like. And I wouldn't really use this anyway. This is my favorite, one of her, probably my favorite or second favorite outfit of hers, but not with that hood. I prefer Elizabeth's cape a lot more, especially because it actually looks Christmassy. So here she is. This is as good as I'm going to be able to get her. And I know I should try not to show you the fried hair, but it's fried. So it's not my fault. What can I do? And this really, after like conditioning it and more wig spraying, this was the best I could get it. But I'm okay now. I have like a couple ideas. I could maybe one day look for a new wig, like a, what was I, like a proper Felicity wig. Or I was looking on eBay and I do see that there are some Felicities on there who came back from the doll hospital. Sorry, you know what? I am going to do what I wanted to do and try on her other outfits. So you can just like speed this up if you're not interested. So I do feel like there are options, and the very, very worst, aside from her wearing that hood, the very worst case scenario is I just look for another Felicity and make this one into a not Felicity custom, because her face isn't bad, and the hair, what I did to it, I have got to be the hair glue, which is what I use to hold, because as I mentioned, there were chunks cut out of her hair, so I used the got to be. Sorry, and one of these shoes is really, really damaged, so I have to be very careful with it. Oh, maybe, oh, they both are. Okay, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I'm not upset about that, all things considered. There are way worse things happen here, and way worse things happen in life than a doll not going according to plan. So yeah, I use got to be to, like, her head, the top of her head is pretty much a helmet at this point, because I use so much got to be in order to keep all the hair back in that ponytail. That's not really a ponytail when you think about it. It's just her hair slicked back. But I'm okay. Like I was thinking about how I must have sounded like such a brat in that last video and so like self-pitying, but I don't feel that way. I really don't. So I wanted to not only update that she looks better, but I wanted to update that this is just a doll. Like, worse things happen and worse things could have happened. But also, one thing I don't think I was clear on was out of the three dolls, her thumb got stuck on thread, I'm sorry. One of the things I didn't say about her was I mentioned that there were three dolls in total, and this was the best out of the three of them. So I don't regret letting go of that first Mattel doll, and there was no way I wanted that second doll. But because I forgot to mention that the first Mattel doll, the one that I brought home and didn't really look at, I she was dirty looking, which I'm fine. I'm fine to clean up a doll. But one thing that every time, so after I realized it was the wrong doll and I was looking at her better, one of her eyes, whenever I would pick her up, only one would open, and you'd have to kind of like flick the other one open. So she would wake up like this, and then she'd be like, doop. So yeah, there was more damage than just her being not the pleasant company doll that was promised in the picture. Or yeah, in the ad, the pictures in the ad. Oh, is this maybe she's not supposed to wear her shift under this, but you know what? Her shift covers a lot of her body, so I'm keeping it that way. And I believe, so after looking at these better, I think that this coral necklace is the one that goes with the tea outfit. And then the other one, because it matches the other one that's on the dress form over there, it matches the colors from her meat outfit. Maybe I should have put this on first. And something I forgot to mention was about the dress forms, is they're from Target. I really wanted to talk about that because I just want people, if they're interested in these dress forms, to know to get them. Target, and when I checked last, like this morning, they were on sale. The sale price is the regular price they were back when I ordered mine a couple years ago, but like everything else, it's shot up in price. So now the regular price I think is like $32, and it's currently on sale or they're currently on sale for 22, I think, whereas I got them for 11. I think 12 actually, 11.99. And oh, I can confirm these are not her socks. These are way too white, because I had a suspicion that they were just regular socks, but I did put the garters on. The garters are genuine, so that's one thing. And hopefully I can get this on. Oh, okay. I really struggled with her white shoes. I had to pull out the tweezers and everything. So I guess because these are meant to go over socks, have a little bit of wiggle room. Uh-huh. Okay, good. So now that I didn't put any of her outfits on yet, so I'm just kind of seeing them for the first time and how it's coming together. I like the shoes. Must focus on the positive. Because there's nothing I do at this point about the negative. And I wanted to make it clear that, like, I don't know this woman personally, so who knows why she, maybe I made her fall in love with that doll from how badly I wanted it. So, I can't get mad at someone I don't know personally. That's not my way of saying what she did was okay. It's my way of saying, it's okay. I'm like, at this point, I probably sound like, I think you're just trying to convince yourself. Is this supposed to be a bow or just tie? Because it looks huge. But on the bright side, it does cover a lot of her hair, which is why I'm really relieved that her meat hat will cover her hair too, because I've just got to keep as much of this hair hidden as possible. But that's a really beautiful outfit. So, I'm going to focus on the things I'm happy about. And yeah, what else can you do? Was there something else I felt like I needed to mention? Well, I guess I just didn't want to. I felt kind of like I left that video sounding like a little bit of like a suck or a brat, getting so upset about a doll. But really, that's just because of this channel. The point of this channel is to talk about my dolls, so that's why. It's not like I'm really, taking it out of perspective here. And she's not that bad. So that's why I guess I'm adding this little part at the end too, not just to show off the dolls, but to redeem myself from being such a brat. Well, no, then I'm making it sound like what she did was okay, and that's not the case at all. But this is my doll now, and I do think there are other Felicity dolls out there. I'll fall in love with another one, and either she can be my backup Felicity, who can wear, you know, certain outfits at certain times, or just a custom. I'm okay with that. And I know I'm repeating myself, and it makes me sound like I'm trying to convince myself of something, which I am. No, I'm exaggerating. Oh, where can I put her doll stand? Oh well. Yeah, and I also wanted to show the bookmark because I didn't get into it enough, and it's actually pretty interesting for anyone who hasn't seen it. So there were some, you know, some cute bonuses that came with this ratted up doll, but you know, I'm happy for the pieces I have, and you know, this is my Felicity, so I just wanted to show her. Yeah, the hair is not so extreme. Well, oh, sorry, it's bad hair, but it's not so extreme because you can't see it. I kind of wish that it came with the off-white ribbon because the blue. I'm just using the one from her Christmas gown, her ball gown, and that's where the base of this was hiding, underneath that. And I do wish that it was the proper off-white socks, but you know, you live, you learn. As long as I did learn, I'm okay with that. So yeah, I think the last thing I was going to show, just this bookmark, because I just glossed over it. So I think it comes, you're not supposed to use it in here, so hopefully I can get it back in if you are. But it's just like the exact fabric from her dress, like the exact same scale. There's a piece of cardboard in it, and there's a metal like flower. I guess it's supposed to be like a flower from kind of. Oops, I'm just showing the back of it. And maybe you're all familiar with this. Didn't even know what it was when as you saw, I didn't even know what it was when I opened the package. And then on the back, I guess it's apart from the book, it says, "But I do love to read," said Felicity. "I like to attend the college here in Williamsburg and read Greek and Latin and philosophy and geography just as the young gentlemen do." Okay, so I guess I have a little taste of what her character is like. Kind of like Belle in the live action remake of Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so now I think that's everything I have to say. I was going to put these back on the dress form. I don't know if I can do it quickly enough. Because that was my original plan when I bought this little bundle, was to have her displayed on a shelf. I could still do it. It's making it sound like she's going in the garbage, and that's not it. But yeah, I was excited to have her in her meet outfit and then display these two dress forms sort of behind her, like winging her. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. And that's what I'm going to do. So everything's going to come together in the end. Oh, I forgot to put her. Is she wearing her coral necklace? It doesn't matter. You can't see it. I didn't put it on her. So yeah, I wanted to show that, you know, she did clean up a little bit. And even when things seem, you know, really like something bad happens, it's not that big a deal, you know. And part of loving toys for me, I think, is it like brings out my, let's say, more childish side. So I was in a little bit of a state. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. She's still beautiful in her own way. And one day I think I'll have either a new wig for her or just a new Felicity and do something else with her. So now I'm really signing out now, and I really will see you in the next one. Bye.